Lovely, jubbly, just tricked you there. Sudden. That's got to be reviewed, especially on the Vatgerijpt boat. And this is quite a lot heavier. Especially in the winter. Oh, Jesus. Good afternoon, people. Well, it's not exactly warm out here, but with everyone, I take into effect the comments that everyone says that it's better in the bar than in there. I mean, this is a special moment. We both agreed it was better in the bar, didn't we, than in there. So, we're doing something from a Hertog.
Something very special as well.
And I don't mean you.
I'm definitely not as special as this beer. Definitely
right.
not.
Going back to PD Con, obviously a lot of you know we went there and it was absolutely fantastic. Dan and all the team, they did pull that off, didn't they?
Definitely.
We was quite fortunate at the end because Micha gave us one of these. Now this drink we were drinking, although we weren't drinking a lot of it because it's 13%.
It's a strong one.
It's a big one. It's a biggie. But yeah, here's your bottle.
Look at that.
So we've kept it at room temperature from 2022. This was one of the two treats Micha brought. He gave us a good speech and everything. But this is special.
This isn't just beer. This is special beer. Really special beer.
This goes to along the line of like barley wine and everything, doesn't it?
Basically, the process is really difficult to do. You really have to be a very knowledgeable master brewer to be able to mature the beer in the oak barrels that have actually matured different styles of drinking them beforehand. It's a very complicated process, and it's not one that everyone can do, or at least they can't do it very well. So yeah, this is a very exceptional beer, and something that's really special.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was absolutely great to meet him. I mean, what a fella. I'll go into that in a minute with regards to glasses and everything, but let's get on with the beer.
Yeah, let's
we're going to use this one to pour it, and this is a testing glass, which I think they would use at the brewery when you're going around the brewery and so on, and the thing to test them. I don't know, but that's something that Micha sent us, which I say I'll go into in a sec. But there you go, look, it's one of these. And I had one of these for ages. Probably won't be able to get it off now, will I?
It's described as a beer that is the perfect ending to an exceptional evening.
It's a bit early for that.
Food and things, and it's a delicacy on the palate. There is a lot to be tasted here.
Oh, okay. It takes me back to Perfect Draft Con. I'm thinking, Jesus, 13%. I don't want to be dancing around thinking I'm Robbie and everything. So I say, we haven't fridged it, as you can see here. We've just literally left it in the temperature room, which is probably not warm enough, if I'm honest. It'd probably been better indoors than that.
Yeah,
really.
actually it might have.
Right, let's get it poured. Here we go, look at this. Now this, oh, it's smoky as well. I'm not going to pour too much. And there she is.
And what I loved about this, when I was reading about it, it's described as a beer that is matured like a house that's matured with generations that have gone before, taking the best characteristics from that has been before. So in other words, if it's aged in a cognac barrel, it's going to take those wonderful characteristics from that, like a grandparent living in the same house as a grandchild, and they pick up their characteristics. And this is what makes this so special, because it is going to be picking out the characteristics of the drinks that have been in those barrels before. Yeah, so that's quite wonderful, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, meeting Micha and listening to Micha's speech, he kind of knows his stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, this
We
one
had
is
a few chats afterwards.
this one's a little bit above my level of expertise, but I feel really honoured to be standing here and trying this.
Yeah, no, we never thought for 1 minute that we drink it a perfect draft con and then be able to sit here giving you a full-on review of it. I don't know if it's available in England. Obviously, I spoke to Micha about some things and everything, and like trying to get more availability of certain Hertog beers into the UK, because there is a lack of them and we all want them.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's not just the Wise and the Bock. There's a lot of the other range that, for us in the UK, as a lot of you know, it
would be
bloody hard to get them.
Fantastic for us to be able to have. So wonderful stuff.
What are we getting here?
Yeah. So for my limited nose, I am picking up
fruits
on. Yeah, there is
fruit.
a lovely, strong abundance of fruit.
Apple.
I am picking up also that depth of smell that you get from a good cognac or a really lovely port. And I'm thinking whether to describe this as an after dinner.
Yeah, some of them
drink.
ports, like in Portugal that time, when they were giving us all these really flashy ports, and they were saying, "Do you realise how much this is?" I was like, "Blimey!"
Oh, we knew it tasted good, but we are definitely no connoisseurs of the finer stuff in that respect, because it's just something we've not been able to try.
Yeah, I'm just a Weizenbier person myself, and this goes way over my head myself. Obviously, I've got limited knowledge of most things, a lot of you know, but I can only try. That, like I say, that the fruit is like apple, not maybe banana, plum, pear. There's just every time you're going to get a different aroma. And so we were fortunate enough to taste it about 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? Mm. Obviously, we'd had a few at that point, but you're like, Jesus.
There's a slight sweetness there that is balanced out on the aroma by this punchy smell of alcohol.
Oh yeah, you know, as we know from that night, when you drink this, you know you're drinking something special, don't you?
Okay, let's go.
And it is a sipping drink. And yeah, I get the after dinner thing that Michelle's saying, because yeah, you're not going to drink, you're not going to do that bottle rather lively, otherwise, you're going to be a write-off, aren't you?
Wow. There's a really mild carbonation on there that just fizzles on your tongue and feels amazing. Yeah. But it sort of accompanies this really lovely, creamy vibe that spreads through your mouth. All the alcohol feels punchy when you're smelling the aroma. When it actually settles onto your tongue, it is not feeling harsh in the slightest. It's creamy.
Even when you swallow.
Yeah.
And you have that element of creaminess. It's smooth. You're not going to get a 13% drink, which is bordering on, let's be honest, some of the spirits. Some of your spirits you have now can go as low as 15%. There's
a lovely warm spiciness that zings on your tongue, followed off by a really abundant of fruit that is, for me, bordering on those lovely warm kind of Christmassy fruits. Your raisins, your plums, your darker fruits, your dried fruits that you'd get in almost like the Christmas beers in that respect, because it is like that dried fruit that you get, the dried apricots and things like that.
Yeah, it's, what can I say? It's absolutely delivered, isn't it? Which we kind of knew before we did this, obviously, from that night there. And we were talking to Micha personally, obviously off camera and everything, after he'd done his set and that, but it was hard. He was talking about things, and I'm like, when you've had a few and you don't really understand quite where it's come from. Michelle did take a lot, didn't you, from him? And that of it, and he was explaining.
I still also had quite a bit of strength though.
Yeah, but he was explaining the process and everything. Well,
the actual process of it is just phenomenal. To be able to brew in the way that he does, it's a very difficult process to pick out the right flavour, to achieve the right flavours.
I remember he brought us.
It's very highly skilled.
He brought us Hertog Jam Pilsner, the grand one.
This for me is wonderful on the palate. You have a spiciness, you have a fruitiness, you have a punchiness of alcohol there, but it's smooth. It doesn't burn in
Yeah,
every sense of the
it's
way.
full bodied, but it's not like as you swallow sometimes. You know, when you get some of the strong ones, you swallow and you're like, ooh.
There's no stickiness there. It leaves you with a nice, clean, fresh palate. Despite being so rich in flavour,
That's very rich,
there's
yeah.
no stickiness there. There's nothing that's feeling clingy or like there's an aftertaste there that you wouldn't want hanging around. Everything there is very clean and precise.
It's an absolute
I'm actually
cracker of a drink, isn't
picking
it?
up on something that is quite smooth and sweet at the end of this. It's almost like there's a hint of almost vanilla kind of taste there, which is just wonderful because I wouldn't expect that.
It's kind of velvety as well.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's got that
definitely has that velvety quality.
straight. So I don't mess this one up. I do. Hold on, I'll do one that way just in case. But yeah, it is kind of. It's got that velvety flavour it's absolutely unreal, isn't it? But it's one of them that you know to sip because you know.
I think this is a really precise beer to be had with food, and for me, I would love to pair that with something quite creamy and maybe garlicky or something, because those flavours in there would really bring out the creaminess of a really creamy mushroomy type of dish. That type of thing I think would work quite well with this.
It's an absolute. Well, we knew that, as I say, from that day, didn't we? What are you going to do? Give it a rating?
How can you rate that?
I
How
don't
can you
know.
rate that?
I don't know where to go on this one. It's an absolute cracker.
We had this, which I loved because it was an introduction to this style of beer.
That was
And
your name.
I was like, wow, that is really great. I haven't experienced something like that very often.
You wouldn't put them together.
But this just
Different
blows
level.
it out
Yeah.
the water. It is totally different level. How can I rate it but give it a 10? I'm going to give it a 10 because I just know the work and the craftsmanship that's gone into this. Hopefully,
I've got
as
to go
time
along
goes
too, haven't I?
on, I will get more versed and be able to review
I'll
them
go the same.
in
What can
such
I
a
say?
way that I could actually give proper reviews on this. But for me, I don't think you're going to get any better for this style. The
No.
way that this has been made, and the love and the craftsmanship that's gone into it, it has to get a 10.
It is an absolute cracker of a drink. We will go back to it if it doesn't get lost in transit tonight, but I would like to go back to it at another time and have another look at it sometime. I don't know, what else can I say? Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I know. I should put that there. Could end up regretting that. Right, with the glasses, with Micha. Right, what actually happened here is Micha sent us 6 of these, which is this one, and 6 of the Grand Pilsner. Right, one problem being, unfortunately, we suffered a few casualties on the way. So we lost 2 of these and 1 of these, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe that's correct.
So the problem we have here, obviously, so many people. Yeah, can you sort that out? I said, yeah, of course I can. I'm like got so confused with everything. So I'm up. What would the word be? Shit creek without a paddle wheel. So we do have 3 sets, which we're going to work something out with, aren't we?
Yeah.
In the foreseeable future, I'm going to get back in touch with Micha to see if there's any give and that there's any way
Of getting any more.
of getting obviously this glass rather than the testing glass, the Grand Pilsner glass, because that's what we all want. Because otherwise, it's an impossibility, isn't it? It's just one of them I can't win.
Mm-hmm.
So, what can we say? Bonjour.
Yeah, that's all we can say for now.
We'll be in touch and we'll work it from there.
Yeah, we would definitely try sort something out on the glass as well, won't we?
So, thanks for watching.
Bye.